Hey, booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well, sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited today. Let me stop. Let me get back to what I'm supposed to be doing because I get excited, get all off track. Okay. Welcome to a new episode of Wake Up Happy Sis. I'm your host, Leanne Dulce, your Chief Self-Love Officer, here with my co-host, Sharonda Sealy, and we are bringing you the vibrant vibes this morning. You see it with my acquisition.com hat, okay, from Alex Ramosi. Yes, that's where I got it, okay. We're broadcasting live today on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we are changing the narrative for our Black and brown people, because what do we do here? We tell our stories and we tell them our way. And we tell them with a little bit of style, a little pizzazz, a little bit of oomph, okay? Today, we're talking about kicking our New Year's off with a bang with this special episode, New Year, Fiercer You, setting intentions that ignite. We're here to light up those intentions so that we can keep them burning all year long. We're not going into January and by February, we done forgot everything that we said. This year, 2024, we are setting our intentions, we're creating plans, and we are following through. Okay. And this episode hopefully will be your roadmap to transforming your dreams into blazing realities. We're talking goal setting, overcoming challenges, and staying true to your fierce and fabulous self. You see, y'all don't see my shirt, but it says WTF, what the faboo, from my friend Sharon Richardson, who is a celebrity stylist, and she makes fabulous stuff, and faboo is her word. So I have to give her a little shout out. So, and we're not talking about making resolutions. Let's be clear. I stopped making those. Resolutions are those things you start, and by maybe January, 2nd of January, second week of January, 1st of February, you've gone back on them, right? Because they may have been too hard for you to commit to. It's about creating revolutions in our lives. Okay? Get ready. We are going to fuel your year with purpose, passion, and a whole lot of fire. And I got my hat on, tilted to the side, because we about to thug it out. I'm a whole thug on these intentions this year, okay? That's what we're doing. So it's time to rise, to shine, and to slay these goals, boo. Because we're making next year count. Not like this one didn't, but there was a lot. This year was yearing, okay? Life has been lifing and kicking some tail, some ass, some rear, some bootay. But the thing is, we still here. We made it through. Absolutely. So it's time to set our intentions. It's time to really look at, write down, think about, see, feel, taste what it is that we want, and set those intentions and the goals and the things to help us realize those things. So, but before we get into that, good morning, Sharonda. How are you?
Good morning, my fabulous co-host. Oh my goodness, what a day. And we're going to have another great conversation.
We are. And hey, to all of our new listeners over there on Instagram, we are streaming live on Instagram. This is still new for us. And good morning. It says Dorcas Yukim. Now, where are you from, Dorcas? Because you said good afternoon, which means you must be in a different country. So, and I hope I pronounced that right. But how are you doing today, beautiful? I hope that your day is as fabulous and you woke up happy like we did.
Hmm.
So, uh, let's talk about what you did this weekend because I know you did something fabulous.
We sat and watched the mini series called Obliterated on Facebook, and not Facebook, but Netflix, and it was so damn funny. It was air coming out both ends from laughter, and it was so funny. I think I lost some weight. I actually think I lost some weight and stuff. So yeah, I'm laughing
Your
and
mess. That's not what I'm talking about. What'd you do last week? You know what I'm talking about.
oh,
You know
that
what I'm
oh
talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
yes. So I got to go volunteer at this place called Elf Louise in San Antonio, Texas,
Yes.
and we wrapped gifts for
Let me see if I
needy
can get.
families. That's
I'm
all I did.
playing.
I was volunteering my time, and I took my mom with me, and we sat and wrapped gifts. And it's an extravagant. The organization is 55 years old, and this is only my second time going, and we had so much fun. And I tell you, you guys, it all goes down right after Thanksgiving to the beginning of December.
There's the picture.
And yes, that's me and mom going there, and it was a great big old warehouse. On one end was all of the different toys, and then they would pull like actual envelopes with family members on it. And that particular day, we pulled a family with 5 kids,
Oh wow.
and all under 12, and each kid got 2 gifts. And I mean, it was if you're an old head and like rap music, it was a total rapper's delight.
No.
Boom. What I did there? You see what I did there with a
I
W?
like how you did that. I like it. Let me put a little clack on it. Put a little clack on it, okay? Put a
Yeah,
little
my
clack
sister,
on it.
she was born in '64, and she'd appreciate that, but I don't care. I don't care. It was a good one. It was a good one. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love that kind of stuff because you know what? We have to give back. Um, because I remember when I was one of those needy families. When my daughter was young, I was in college with a small child trying to make
Wow.
my way, and I was poor. I didn't even have the other O and VR. I was poor. I wasn't even poor. I was poor. Poor is less than poor.
Oh
Okay.
my.
We was eating ramen noodles. I was in college. I was
Yeah.
a starving college student trying to make
Yeah.
sure my child didn't starve too.
Bless your
Okay.
heart, girl.
So
Bless your
we
heart.
went to all those Christmas, got on the list so that we can, that the kids could have a nice Christmas. Um, because regardless of what you believe, you know, I didn't want to take that wonderment away from my child at a small age,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think sometimes we do a really good job, or the world does a really good job of taking our kids out of a child's place too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Without
so I wanted my child to be able to be a child, to enjoy the wonderment of Christmas and all of that. So it's definitely appreciated by the families that you guys are serving.
absolutely.
So, um, and it's fun. They usually, when you do things like that, go and serve, food to the homeless, different things. They usually try and make it a really fun environment for those people that are coming to work and giving their time because you
Mm-hmm.
guys didn't have to be there. So
Right.
I think that's wonderful. That's awesome. Um, uh, hello, Luera, Lenencia, Lenny. Hello. Hello and good
Hello.
morning. Good morning. We've got some sounds like we got some new people here. But
Yes.
today we are talking about intentions. Okay, setting your intentions. How do you go about um, identifying them, right? Identifying what it is you want to focus on. You know, understanding your desires, your wants, your needs, right? And how do I get from where I am over here to where I want to be? How do we bridge that gap? And you're setting your intentions and setting your goals and setting a plan is one of the first ways that you're going to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start by talking about kind of, you know, identifying and understanding your personal and your professional desires. Because we're not just talking about, oh, um, I want to find a relationship, but it might be that you want to level up in your career, right? You want to bring in X amount of dollars, revenue or profit in your business. I like to talk in terms of profit because you can be high revenue and high expenses
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and not bringing in any profit, you know. So we want to talk about that. Now, the first thing I like to do, and I have where's my, let me hold up. And I know this is so ghetto to get up in the middle of a session, but I want to show you guys kind of what I use to do that. And it's right here. It ain't far away. So I ain't running far. Y'all can still hear me and stuff. So what I do is I have a vision board, but my vision board is very different than your average vision board. Um, and this idea came from my friend Nicole Johnson. And because I wanted something that was more portable, something that I could take with me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what I created is a vision board. I'm trying to sit up so the background doesn't mess it up, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a vision board in a workbook.
Mm. Oh
Okay.
wow.
And I believe in the 8 dimensions of wellness. So I want to make sure that I'm looking, setting intentions, and planning for all areas of my life. Not overwhelming because you can overwhelm yourself trying to do too many things, but looking at my long term goals. Where do I want to be 1 year, 3 year, 5 years from now? Right. And picking certain things to work on. And that's where this helps me. And yes, I will have these for sale, but that's where it helps me. And one of the first things I start out doing is I have to reflect on the past year. That's my first step in setting intentions is always reflecting on the past year.
Mm.
I consider the areas that I've excelled in. What are my achievements? Because you deserve to give yourself a pat on the back for your achievements. But I also look at my areas of growth. I do not call them failures. They're just areas that I can improve in. Everybody has them. And even if you call them failures, whatever, you're not going to get through in life and never have failed at something.
Hmm.
Because
That.
the way I see it is if you've never failed at something, you've never really tried.
Mm-hmm.
You've never had any skin in the game. If everything really just came easy to you, there was never a challenge, you've never had to redo, rethink, re-strategize something, you don't even appreciate the things that you did earn
Right.
because it just came as nothing,
Right.
right? So I'm always looking back at what I did well, what I didn't do well, how can I improve? How can I get more of this happy, well achievements piece by improving in these areas that I know are growth areas for me?
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have a question over here on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and ask. We're going to be checking over. So if you guys see me looking down, that's where I'm looking at. Now, and I think for especially as Black women, it's really important for us to recognize and celebrate our resilience and our triumphs, especially when we're looking at and we're faced with a lot of systemic challenges, microaggressions at work,
Hmm.
blatant racism sometimes and prejudices at work, at home, in the world. right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got societal expectations and considerations coming at us. We're not feeling protected because you don't know if the police officer, whoever you encounter, is a good police officer or not. You don't know sometimes if you're going to go home. We've
Girl.
got children, especially our young male children, that we are fearful for every day,
Hmm.
that they leave the house, fearful for our husbands, our mates. There is a lot that comes at us. So we need to celebrate and recognize our achievements. One of my friends today, Nicole, she was talking about her gratitude jar.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that I do. But that's a whole nother show. We're going to talk about that a little later. Now, after I've set my kind of reflected on the past and I'm writing things down, I'm
Mm-hmm.
writing out all the good things. And if you do this throughout the year, I call it my You Go Girl file.
Mm.
That's where you're keeping track of all the things that have went well. Because a lot of times we could tell you every time we done messed something up, we remember those. But often we're not celebrating those small achievements, those small wins, those small triumphs and transformations that we've had throughout the year. You're not going to end the year the same way you started, hopefully. If nothing else, you should be a different person for the better.
Absolutely. And this isn't a competition with other people, it's with yourself.
Always, always. I love when I see my friends shining because it makes me go harder. It makes me feel like, okay, Leanne, you need to kick it in high gear, right? I
Mm.
celebrate with my friends, for my friends. It's never a competition. Only person I'm in competition with is Leanne.
Hmm.
That's it. The Leanne of yesterday.
Hmm.
Now, we've looked at our year, our past year. We've got our list of these are the great things that happen. Try to find the lesson in the things that you excelled at and the things that you need to work on, your focus areas. You keep going in and out, Sharonda. Stop backing up. There you go. You keep getting lost in your background.
Fading in the back.
Right, you fade now. Now, like I said, try to find the lesson in your areas for improvement. Try to find the repeatable actions in your achievements. What are the things that I did really well that I can apply to my growth areas to improve? Next, envision your ideal year ahead and focus on what is truly going to bring you joy and what's going to bring you fulfillment.
Mm.
Don't just say, I want to make $1,000,000. Now, that might be what brings you joy and fulfillment. But remember that money isn't everything, right? I'm not going to say money is the root of all evil. I don't think it is. I think money brings about who you really are. It brings about who you really are. If you're evil, money is going to exaggerate that.
Mm.
If you're a giving person, money is going, if you're giving loving, money is going to exaggerate that. So, no, I do not believe money is the root of all evil. Money is a means. That's it. So, we're looking and we're envisioning our ideal year ahead. And what I want you to do is write about it. It needs to be so clear in your mind that you can see it when you close your eyes. Some people don't even need to close their eyes to see it, they can see it.
Hmm.
You can hear it, you can taste it, you know what it feels like when you're going to achieve that thing, right? That's what I'm saying when I'm envisioning. I'm bringing all my senses into play. Because what this vision setting is going to do is going to empower you to dream big And then you can set intentions that align with your deepest desires.
Mhm.
You can really get crisp and clear on where you want to be. You look like you wanted to say something.
No, I am totally in agreement with you. I want to add speaking it into existence as well. All the great things that you said previously, and I also journal, and I've been doing this since, oh my god, my kid is 21, so since before he was born I've been journaling that long. And I take that time to tell my daddy about my day, because we on a personal basis and
Of
everything.
course, of course. And if
So
y'all are new here, uh, can you just tell them who your daddy is?
my daddy is my heavenly father and stuff, so
Amen.
he's always been there before I even recognized that he was there for me. And even more so, where, my biological, had other things to do and other kids to
Mm-hmm.
make stuff. My heavenly father was always there and helping my mom and my uncle Sherman and sister raise me and stuff like that. So 26 years into this, after baptism is my coming into my birthright of recognizing who my heavenly father is. And so when I got a chance to learn about journaling, and it's a really great time to reflect on the day. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
daddy, guess what else happened? I mean, it's a whole as animated as I am in real life. That's exactly how
You're
my
right. Imagine. Yeah, but that's the great part, right?
mm-hmm,
Journaling is an amazing way for
mm-hmm,
you to be able to reflect.
mm-hmm.
And
And
that's
it
when I say write it down. How
yeah.
else are you going to understand the lessons, understand the patterns that
Mm-hmm,
start to emerge when you looking at how things are playing out in your life? You will
mm-hmm,
start to notice those patterns that are coming out. When you're journaling, you talk about how you felt when this one great thing happened,
mm-hmm,
how you felt when it went wrong. And people sometimes try to say, "Oh, you have to only focus on the good." Bad happens.
yeah.
Bad happens. You are never going to be happy all day, every day. There are going to be things that test you to the core of who you are.
Hmm.
But what we do is we feel the feelings, we process, and then we move forward.
It's the taking the time for gratitude as well. And it's also the relationship between he and I. He already knows what's going on and stuff.
Of
It's
course.
the personal relationship that he desires, and that's what I do through my journaling. And sometimes I get a couple of lines in, other days it's actual pages in one journaling session and stuff. And it's something that I do every day, and I just write and just say, thank you, daddy, or oh my gosh, thank you
Yes.
for helping me do this. And it's the gratitude altitude type of a thing for me. And it's you'll never run out of things to say thank you to him for, ever. You
Oh,
just can't count
definitely.
that high. I deal with
Definitely.
numbers for a living. You will never be able to count your blessings. You can try though. Good luck with that. But
Yes, just a good luck with that.
but just
No, I
really
completely
telling him
agree.
about it.
You
Mm-hmm.
have gratitude plays a big part in bringing your goals and things into reality.
Mhm, mhm,
Gratitude always plays. People don't realize just the act of being grateful, of expressing gratitude for
mhm.
the things that you
Oh
have is
gosh.
what's going to draw more of that positive to you.
Yep.
What you focus on is what you bring towards you, is what you can manifest.
Mhm,
Now, after we've envisioned fully in all of our senses, we've envisioned our new year. We want to then identify our key areas for growth.
mhm,
And again, this has 8 areas. Okay. Mental, emotional, physical, occupational, social, spiritual, and financial. I think I'm missing one. Yeah, there's another one in there I'm missing. Oh, environmental. And environmental, because your environment plays a big part in your success in these things too. Your relation to the world, to the things around you, putting yourself in environments that are in environments and in spaces that speak life into you, speak confidence into you, speak motivation and inspiration into you. Those things are very important. And you want to, when you're looking at these key areas, don't feel like you have to focus on everything right now. It
Mm,
isn't about that. Setting your intentions is saying, in 2024, I want to be, or I will be. I like to speak in terms of um, I am,
mm,
not even
mm,
I am statements, because I am is like the lowest vibration level of vibration, right? But I know this, blah, 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 right? I speak in terms of it being here already because, you know, I
mm.
have $100,000 in new business. I have a loving relationship. I have, okay?
Mhm.
That's how I kind of write my intentions. But you want to identify, let me back up a little bit. I jumped ahead a little bit. You want to identify those key areas of focus for this next year. And just because you may have five or six, you're not focusing on all of them at one time. Fractured focus means you get nothing done. You're going to focus on one thing at a time. It doesn't mean that I don't look across and be like, okay, I want to improve my wealth, my health, blah, 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 right? And my finances. Let's say those are my three key areas. I'm going to start with one. I'm not going to try and do all of them at the same time.
Right.
I may be able to do two at the same time, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself and then have this long laundry list of things that you think you need to fix about yourself. Give yourself some grace,
Absolutely that part.
you know? And then a part of our areas of focus is we also need to realize that sometimes what we think is a problem is somebody else's opinion, other people's agendas getting into our head, telling us that, oh, Sharonda, you are too animated. You are just too excited, and you're just too much.
Well,
Sharonda too
the
much,
old
or
me, wait, the old me would have took total offense to that. But the now me is like, thank you. Thank you so much.
like you saw that? Because the way I see it is Sharonda too much, or maybe you don't feel you're enough.
Or that part.
And I say that in all honesty because sometimes we put our own insecurities on someone else.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because Sharonda has a big personality and she is very vivacious and she's gonna make you laugh. We're gonna get out, we're gonna, some people are
Absolutely.
uncomfortable with that because that's really what they want to be. And they've struggled to be that because of some trauma that's happened in their life. So when I say you're not enough, are you limiting yourself? Or are you accepting society's or someone else's limitation that has been put on you? Other people's agendas. We get that so locked into our core of who we are, we can't move to our next level because we're stuck at somebody else's limitation that
Hmm.
they put on us. And it might have been something that you've had as a limiting belief since you were a kid, right? That's stopping you from living your best life. Well, you know what? This year, we're not taking that anymore.
That's right. Leave it
We
right
are
where you got it.
knowing, We're coming into 2024 knowing that we are worthy,
Mm-hmm.
we are capable, we are able, we are resilient, and we are strong. Even when we are weak, we are strong. Because showing weakness is not a bad thing. Being vulnerable and asking for help is not a bad thing. It takes a strong person to say, I can't do this by myself and I need help, especially when you're used to being the strong one for everybody else.
Hmm.
Baby, y'all got me all, we over here.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And now we've tried to get the blocks out of our mind. So now we're ready to set some goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smart goals. You want to set smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Use the SMART goals framework and then tailor it to what you're trying to do. Use that framework to write out your goals under each of those key areas. And you can do a 1, 3, 5 year plan, a 1 and a 3 year plan, a 3 month and a 1 year plan. You can set it up how you want to. When I say tailor, don't feel like because Leanne said you got to have 1, 3, and a 5 year plan. Sometimes you just need to have this is my 3 month, 6 month, and a year. That might be your levels. Other people are master planners and they need a 10 year plan because they really need feel like they need to see where they're going, where they want to be at a certain time. You have to choose the level that is right for you because your journey is unique to you. Your experiences are unique to you. Sharonda and I can go through the exact same thing, but we're going to experience it different ways. It's going to affect us different ways because our experiences color how we see the world and how we experience the world. Our traumas, our fears, our happies. So let me ask you a question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have tips for um, how do you stay true to yourself when you're setting goals? Like how if you're setting goals, well, first of all, do you set goals for like your new year, things you want to do?
Yeah, for things I'd like to accomplish, like for instance, I'm in the process of filing for disabilities and retirement and whatever and whatnot, and it's a for real paperwork shuffle, like
Mm-hmm.
a for real paperwork shuffle that and it calls on your patience. It calls on you buckling down and sitting still and working through the process
Yeah.
to get it done and submit it. Because if I allow my anxieties to get the better of me, it'll be squirrel and oh my goodness, that was so cute. My mind is just all over the doggone place, and I have to force myself to focus and buckle down and get it done, and I won't allow myself to get up from the chair without completing, what said paperwork and stuff like that, so I can get on with my day.
No, and I think that's good because when you set the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, the goal doesn't have to be a lofty, big, gigantic thing.
Mm-mm.
Her
It's a
goal is
daily thing.
her goal is to successfully complete her retirement paperwork in the process and get through that.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Okay.
she can make that a SMART goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she can start putting the tasks in place and she can assign dates
Mm-hmm.
to those things
Mm-hmm.
that can help her reach that goal. And again, have less stress around it because it's already a stressful process. You don't want to have to you don't want to introduce more stress into an already stressful process by not being prepared.
That's the thing.
So
That's the
now you
thing.
can say, okay, I need to first do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. Break it down into
Bite-sized pieces.
meaningful, bite sized chunks. that are manageable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And especially if
And
you,
you can plan it out on your, you can then plan it out on your calendar, people.
mm-hmm. And if you need other people's input, you got a backwards plan for that and inject the wait time to get them to do their part on your behalf.
Yes.
And it's a definite team contact sport and stuff. And so
Oh,
you do
yes,
your part and
definitely.
then you hand it off and then you get the other person's portion and package it up and send it on off and then you moving on to the next thing and stuff. So it's the hurry up and wait. I wore a uniform for a very long time. I've been out longer, out of the military longer than I was ever in, but the
Mhm.
mentality is still the
It's
same.
still there. I mean, but they drill it into you, so I get that. I totally understand that mentality is not something that goes away quickly. It probably never goes away. That's just they drilled it into who you are. That's
Mm-hmm.
your thing. Now we're gonna take a break. Quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, we're going to talk about crafting a personal success plan. Ooh. Doesn't that sound sexy? Yes, what is my
Very.
personal success plan? Ooh, ooh. So, and you're for those who are new here, you are tuned into KCCR Cityscape Radio. I am your host, Leanne Dose, with my co-host Sharon DeCilly on the Wake Up Happy Sis show. Hey sis, ever feel like you're on the verge of a meltdown? Are you overwhelmed from juggling your job, your family, and trying to fit in me time, but seriously dropping the ball on that last one? Guess what? You're not alone. Introducing the Burnout Recovery Kit. It's your 14-day lifeline to go from burnt out to lit up. Get ready to reclaim your joy, energy, and that I got this attitude. Grab your free ebook, a purpose-driven workbook, daily email prompts, as well as SMS boosters and Q&A sessions. It's like a spa day for your soul, and guess what? It's totally free. Don't waste another minute feeling drained. Go to officialburnoutrecoverykit.com right now and kickstart your transformation. The Burnout Recovery Kit, because you deserve to be at the top of your own to-do list. Don't just cope, thrive, sis. So, the Burnout Recovery Kit can also help you with the goals, with your intentions, and it's free. Limited time only. Y'all better get it because it that's over. That's worth a lot more than that free. Now, I want to step into crafting a personal success plan. This personal success plan is going to be something that is going to align with your individual values and your goals. Okay. And that starts by one, you have to know what success means personally and professionally. Okay. What does success mean to you? Not everybody else's view of success. What does success for you look like? Again, we're writing all this down. You want to get yourself a brand new little notebook and you're going to call it your 2024 personal success plan. Okay?
Can I
And
add that the power of the tongue is so doggone powerful. My gosh. Um Speaking that, when I told you speaking that thing into existence
mhm,
helps, that get yourself a dry erase board, write it on your mirror, something.
that's right.
Speak that thing every time you see it. It's the I was going through the again paperwork shuffle to get my disability from the military, and I just kept on seeing. I would write it down, I would dream about it, I would see it on my dry erase board, and it came to pass.
Mhm.
It only took a minute. Would I say a minute since 2005 going forward? but it came just in the nick of time, so that, he's
Oh, yeah.
always on time. So that speaking things into existence is real. Like, oh my gosh. So y'all,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
is the journaling, it's the speaking. He can hear you, just talk to him. I know it kind of sounds like I'm talking to myself sometimes, but I'm actually talking to him and stuff. So, but talk to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
That's what he wants from you. And he'll help you go a whole lot further than you thought you could on your own with achieving things.
That's right.
So I'm just saying, you're not over here by yourself.
You never are. And words have power. Words are little spells. Okay. And don't you know who's the one that says saying if whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're probably
Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's what you're speaking into your life that you can't
Hmm.
do something, then you can't.
But imagine the opposite though.
Imagine, right. Imagine
Mhm,
how great it is when you say, again, that's why when I write my
mhm,
goals are written as positive current state declarations. Okay.
mhm,
That's how I said my intentions above the goals, right? Are positive statements. I have $150,000 in new business.
mhm,
I have lost 20 pounds. I have a loving relationship, blah, blah, blah. And you just build on it from there, right?
yep,
You just build on it from there. But
yep.
I start with those statements. And yes, I write them down, I speak them. I do water manifestations. I ain't even
Mm,
gonna hit y'all with that. That's something new. I was just talking to somebody about that. Somebody in one of my friend chats, we were talking. He was asking about setting goals and um, how do people kind of work through that. And I was telling him about water manifestation.
what's that?
Water, water is a moving, living thing. Water has emotion. It has feeling. They have done studies where they put these jars of water in. People would come and just talk negative all the time, and then ones that were spoken love, affirmations, positivity. The way that they they formed crystals were very different. These are like studies. These
Mm,
are actual real studies that have been done. And your body is mostly water.
mhm,
Your energy, water conducts energy. So you need to so water manifestations is a way of speaking your intentions and speaking life into the water. You are, channeling your energy and what you want into the water. I then drink the water, and again, it's with the visualization. It has to be a whole show. It can't be a thing that I explain here because it's a whole show in and of itself. But we can do a show on manifesting, and we can bring a couple of different people in that can talk about things like water manifesting. I love it.
I am with it.
But back to you, you got me off now. You got me off where we're supposed to be talking about crafting a personal success plan, Sharonda.
Okay, it's my
Yeah,
fault,
we
y'all.
started
It's
with
totally my fault.
right. We started with defining what success means to you. You also need to have a supportive community that's going to help you achieve those goals. Because again, like Sharonda said, you're never alone. Okay. And I want to emphasize the strength of your sisterhood, your network, your connection, your black sisterhood, your white sisterhood, whatever your sisterhood is. But we focus on black sisterhood over here. But that is such an important aspect to achieving our goals because I have people who will hold me accountable, but who also, well, who help me hold myself accountable. You can only hold yourself accountable.
Telling you, it's you against you.
It's me against me, but they help me to hold myself accountable. And then they're also there to help pick me up when I fall down, and I'm there to do the same for them. because that's what that sisterhood does. They give me ideas. We talk through things and they help me see things from a different aspect. Oh, okay. Get breakthroughs. The role of your community is an important and significant part of your personal success plan. And then you need to have time management and prioritization because we're busy. We've got families, we've got careers, sometimes careers and businesses. We've got outside interests, we've got community things that we're trying to do and be good stewards in our communities. We are the foundation in our families. We're the rock, we're the ones everybody goes to. So you have to have time management and prioritization so that you're not stressing yourself out and you're not overwhelmed by all the things. And then you need to sign up for my burnout recovery kit. We're trying to keep ourselves from being overwhelmed and burned out because we try to take on the world and we don't have boundaries and sometimes don't know how to say no to people to focus on ourselves. So we are focused on everybody else that we're struggling to get our things done and do everything for everybody else. Time management and prioritization is going to help with that. And we have to have strategies to help us overcome imposter syndrome. Okay? That is a common challenge because you have society telling us as Black women that we're not good enough, yet we're the ones they always come to. We're expected to be happy all the time, to not be that angry Black woman, to not, be assertive. Don't be too assertive, but be assertive, right? Be helpful because you're seen as standoffish if you're not social and helpful, right? Some people are expected. Seems like a lot of times the corporate culture is now doing more with less. You're giving me less resources, but you're tossing on more things. People are getting let go, and these companies are still having these layoffs. And now
work still got to get done, though.
Right, and we're expecting to absorb more people's work. So you have to know your worth and know what you can do, but also more importantly, know what you cannot and should not do, and stand up for yourself against these things. I just cannot take another thing on, or the quality of the current work that I'm going to do is going to suffer.
It's either the military was doing this years ahead of the real world. My sister calls it. She says I've been living in a bubble, because things aren't the same inside, for military connected folks. Yeah. But we've been doing more with less when they had the military, the drawdown in peacetime, and back in the early 2000s and stuff. But the work still needed to be getting done and stuff. But then fast forward 20 something years, here go the civilian world, and they're again doing more with less, but expecting more, but trying to pay you less. But they still expecting you to. I'm sorry, did I step on somebody's toe? I was just talking about myself, Leanne, that time. Talk about.
No, I'm just saying there have been times where you're asked to absorb somebody else's position, or you're training leaders, but you don't have that leadership level. Is this going to? And it's what, and it's perfectly okay to ask your boss when they're asking you to do things that are outside of the scope. Does that come with additional compensation?
I just saw a meme about that this weekend, and the supervisor was coming to her employee asking her to train such and such, and so the employee handed her telephone bill and her utilities bill.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video.
But where's the lie, though?
But it's real, though. It's real.
Girl,
I just really need you to be a team. I really need you to be a team player.
I need you to do it as a favor, but you ain't trying to pay me. Get out of here. Get
The
a
favor is you can
favor.
pay these bills.
These favors don't pay these bills, ma'am,
They
sir.
don't.
Hello.
They don't. And unfortunately,
But you
sometimes,
still want me to get my work done. Get out of here.
right,
Make it
I'm
make
supposed to
sense.
get my work done, get this other work done, create a whole training plan for somebody else, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not getting compensated for that. Right? No. Now, last part of your personal success plan is make sure that you are incorporating aspects of your cultural identity into your personal success strategies because we are embracing the richness of our heritage, of our melanated heritage. You don't have to transform into someone else to be successful. You don't have to act like someone else. We all know about code switching at work because we all have done it. Okay. You don't have to change everything about you to be successful. And if that's your definition of success, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because my definition of success does not mean that I have to change who I am at my foundation, at my core. I am a Black woman. And that's not saying being professional and speaking eloquently. That is not what I'm saying.
Hmm.
That has nothing to do with being Black. And I hate when people act like being Black means you cannot be well spoken. Oh, you sound white. Coming from Seattle, I used to hear that a lot. Oh, you sound white. I sound well spoken, get it correct.
Mm.
Right? So when you're creating your personal success plan, remember this is individual to you. You're going to start with what? What is my definition of success? We're writing it down, we're making it plain. What is my reflection from the past? Because now I'm just kind of summarizing what we've learned today, students. What is my reflections on this past year? What did I do well? What are the things that I can take from that to emulate so I can amplify that success? And what are my areas for improvement, my challenge areas? What are the lessons that I learned from the failures that have happened? Setbacks, challenges. What are the lessons that I've learned and how am I going to move forward? We're then taking that and we're identifying our areas for improvement. What are the parts of my life that I want to improve? I'm visioning what I want my 2024 to look like. I need to be able to see it, feel it, taste it, touch it, hear it, smell it. When I close my eyes, I want to be transformed and transported into wherever that place is. I want to be on that timeline. I want to be able to see it as if it was a movie right in front of my face, if it's right here.
Hmm.
And I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to speak love and abundance and positive thoughts to myself. And when I speak about myself in my dreams, I'm talking about them as if I already have them. We're going to take those intentions. Now we know our areas, our focus areas. We're turning those into SMART goals. What are SMART goals? Does everyone remember? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And we're going to put them, that time bound means some things might be 3 months, 6 months, some might be the whole year before you get it done. And that's okay. We're creating our supportive community. We are gathering our tribe because that's important. Your support system, the people who are going to support you and you support as well, it's a mutual thing. We're letting go of those relationships where I'm supporting and I'm not getting the support back.
Mm.
We're going to practice time management and prioritization. There's a method called the ABCDE. That's a way to help you prioritize your work, the things that are important to you. A is must be done, period. You can't move forward, it must be done. B is it needs to be done. Maybe not immediately, but it does need to be done. When you've got your A and your B done, you have your C. Should be done. Should be done. But that could be a longer term. Then D, if you get down to D, baby, those are things you need to delegate. Get them off your plate. They still need to be done, but they don't need to be done by you. Your first three need to be done by you. A, B, and C are things that you need to do. D, delegate. Still needs to be done, but someone else can do it. E, eliminate. It's not even relevant. You're focused on the wrong area now. It may be that it was relevant last year. This year it's no longer relevant. So we're moving that off the list. Time management. You can time block. Work in 45-minute sprints. 45 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Get that group of friends, that support system. We do what are called working sessions. And they're just co-working sessions. We all get on, a bunch of us will get on, and we just work all day together. 45 minutes, an hour and a half sprints. At the end of that, we've got 10 to 15 minutes where it's your break time. Get up, walk around, stretch. We talk about what we've done, ask any questions so we can get feedback from others. That's where that community comes in place. You're realizing and recognizing your worth. Imposter syndrome is real. It's going to come after you, but it doesn't have to keep limiting you. There's enough things trying to limit us. We're getting rid of other people's agendas, and their viewpoints of ourselves are no longer our viewpoints of ourselves. We are letting go of other people's problems with us because that's whose problem? Theirs, not yours. We are looking at ourselves as the beautiful, smart, intelligent, capable, lovable women and men that we are. And we're then putting a little swag into it because we always infuse our cultural identity in everything that we do, because some of the things that we go through and experience, someone from another race isn't going to be able to understand. Someone that is not of our culture may not understand some of the things that we go through and why we do the things that we do. So when we look at these things, we have to look at it through the lens of who we are, the experiences we've had culturally and personally. And then when you have a setback, what do? Baby, we get back up. We feel the feelings and the hurt and the pain. We process it, take the lesson out of it, journal about it, talk about it, get the lesson out of it, and then we get up, dust ourselves off, and we get right back in that race. We get right back on that journey. And know your why. Because when you have setbacks, and you will, your why is what's going to keep you going.
You know, I've experienced something where, remember, it's me against me. And if I've been doing something or working at something, my mind starts to wonder, and it tries to second guess me. The purpose of having your sister friends or your group of cheerleaders, they're the ones that will help you get your mind back on track and quiet that anxiety and this negative self-talk and things of that nature. So your your group, your community. Lean into them instead of your anxiety trying to overspeak your positivity and making like, yeah, I can't go to them. Yes, you can,
Yes, you
because if
can.
you're, off the track, or you're second guessing yourself and you're actually going in the right direction and stuff, you need your team, your cheerleaders to come at you like, girl, you know what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. And it helps to negate the negativity and stuff like that, and just block
Mhm.
it out so you can stay focused and keep moving forward. Don't sit in the mess, you're just traveling through it. Don't get stuck in the mess. The mess is your negative self-talk. It's
Yeah.
the things that's keeping you from doing the things that you know you need to be doing to stay on track. Get away from all of that. It's what your group is for.
That's like the analogy when they're talking about buffalo walk into a storm,
Mm-hmm.
where most animals are running away from the storm,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the buffalo understands that by going through the storm, I get through it faster,
Put your head
right?
down and keep working. Keep
We
walking.
have to sometimes, like you said, you're not sitting in the mess. You're walking into the storm and you're going to fight your way like hell to get through that storm and get back to your place of harmony, not balance. To me, balance is dead. You're never going to have balance. There's always going to be something going on. I I strive for harmony. Everything to be working together so that when the bad does happen, I know I now have tips and tricks to help me get past it. And the last thing I'm going to say is make sure that you are planning self care
Oh,
and wellness into anything you do. There needs to be a whole separate line item for how am I going to improve my self care and my focus on myself in 2024. That is a directive. That is a directive. That is a non negotiable for everybody.
it's
And
that
if I
A
don't see, and
must
if
be
I
done.
don't look, if I don't see it in your plan, don't what? You when I tilt the hat, that's gangster mode. You don't
On
want that.
yourself. It
You
must
don't
be
want that.
done. It's the
It
A
has
of
to
the
be done.
ABCDE.
It is a
Mhm.
requirement. Your self care is no longer a back burner item. We are putting ourselves first because I am not just about service. I am more than the service I provide to other people. And your personal success plan, even if your why is because I want my family to be happy, to be healthy, you are also your family. And you are the first part in the foundation of your family.
Absolutely.
So you need to be happy, healed, and fulfilled, baby.
Or you're
And
no good
that's
for somebody else.
what you have to do. That is why your self care, your wellness has to be one. I don't care about the other things that you want to put in there. There needs to be a whole goal around improving, enhancing, activating if you never have your own self care and wellness so that you can learn how to put yourself first unapologetically, without guilt, without shame, without fear. And that means sometimes we have to leave people, places, things, experiences. We've got to get past the trauma, the hurt, the pain that has stopped us and been that ceiling we keep running into.
Hmm.
Baby, we done talked a lot today and it's 11:04. We got
Oh
to
my
go.
goodness.
We got to go.
For
So
now.
I think I've done a good recap of what we need to do. One thing I want to say about just the last little piece, and then we can go about that cultural, um, infusing your cultural identity into your goals and into what you do. How do I stay true to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure that I'm infusing my goals with cultural significance and relevance, meaning embracing and implementing traditions and values that resonate with me as a Black woman. That may be you as a person from, uh, let's say, if you're from New Orleans, from that culture, Geechee Gullah culture, that you are, whatever your cultural significance is, not turning our backs on that, but rather utilizing the best parts of that to help us move forward,
Mm-hmm.
to help us get to our next level. We don't have to leave our culture behind us to do that. We don't have to leave behind our people, our culture, who we are as our foundation. Because trust me, there's a place for you that wants you just as you are, where you don't have to code switch every day, where you don't have to try and present like Black women and men did when they were passing, coming out of slavery, those who could pass. You don't have to do that. There's a place that you don't have to do that.
Just be yourself.
So, with that, we gave you the tips for you to create your own personal success plan for 2024. On our next show, which is Thursday, we have a special guest joining us. It's Dr. Ajetta Robinson. She's going to be joining us, and our topic is familial fireworks, navigating family conflict without losing your spark during the holiday. So she's going to come and she's going to talk to us about how we can keep everything really great this holiday season, because we know there's going to be conflict. But how do we navigate those waters with our families without losing our shit? That's the goal. And hey, Martina.
Hey, Martina.
Martina says yes, she likes to do things that are in alignment with her skills, values, and her interests. And she uses that in many areas of her life. And she believes it has helped her become more authentically and unapologetically me. Yes, Martina, because we're done with code switching. We're done with code switching.
Girl, what you see is what you get. I'm too old to be something else. All of this is more than enough.
That's right. Now, for those of you in Instagram land, you can always head on over to YouTube and look up Wake Up Happy Sis Show, and you can follow us there. But we're going to continue to live stream to you guys, and we want to thank you for joining us, everyone. Sharonda, tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Hit me up at bookkeepingforlife.com so we can get them books together so your CPA won't be giving you the dangerous side eye like, what you doing? What is all of this? I can't do what I need to do because your bookkeeping is not up to date.
You don't want to get that. What the hell is this?
What is all of this? But yeah, I'm here to help you keep the CPA from looking at you upside your head. So anyways, have a great and wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.
Yes. And if you like the kind of topics that we talk about here, you can join my newly growing, not even newly growing, but just growing Facebook group. You can also look on Facebook for Wake Up Happy Sis. You will find that group where you can start to build your tribe. That's what I'm trying to build, a safe space and a community for Black women. If you don't have a tribe, I'm trying to build your tribe. So come on over, head on over. You can also go to wakeuphappysis.com. Check out what we've got over there. Sign up for that burnout recovery kit. Okay. Our 2024 is not going to look like our 2023. It's on and up from here, baby.
Absolutely.
With that, have the day you're meant to have, because you 100% have control over how you respond to the things that happen to you. Choose how you want to be. I want to be happy. Because I'm happy. I love this song. Okay. So, see y'all later. We love y'all, and we'll see you on Thursday. But you got boop, boop, boop. There you go. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis.